Hi, I'll start here. This is a location in space. It can be anywhere. It could be the inside of some sort of crystal cave or an alien landscape in a faraway galaxy. It could also be, simply put, somewhere in the mind. My mind, that is. A place filled with ideas, aspirations, conflict, and turmoil. It all resides in this entanglement of material and light. It's a place where idealism and pragmatism struggle for neurological real estate. With my probe, I am now going to zoom out to reveal a little more of how the mind and the hand transform thoughts into objects or instruments intended to investigate the subconscious universe that lays within us. My studio is in Newark, New Jersey, and I like to think that it's a little bit off the beaten path from the downtown commercial district, just far enough to be isolated and dodge for however long the incoming predatory development. If this were a sci-fi story, then those developers would be the hostile alien fleet that's about to unleash its ferocious attack on the world. How will we defend ourselves? It is difficult for me to talk about influences. I am a college professor. I should have names of important artists handy at the tip of my mouth all the time. And I do for students, but rarely do I have them for myself. As a child, I loved Chirico. Did you know he was a fascist? And he grew as a fascist even after the war? And in fact, his work got worse as he grew as a fascist. No surprise there. Influences in art are different for me than influences in other fields, say music, where, for example, they are more concrete and everlasting. In art, they come and they go, leaving traces of ideas in the mind, but somehow fit into a process that has been slow and steady, while also being eclectic. Sometimes the art I like the most has little to do with my own work. Inevitably, I look at Futurism. Can't you tell? I'm Italian, I like science and science fiction and blah blah blah. But I like to think of Futurism less as a notion for mechanization and sustaining infinite growth. The Futurism in my mind is more like futuristic and involves sustainability and integration with nature. It involves a curved public architecture and the notion that progress doesn't have to happen at someone else's expense. Idealistic and romantic enough? I'm actually restraining myself here. There is, however, something incredibly beautiful happening out in the world while we are caged inside. Nature is breathing again, and it has been reclaiming some of its own long-due real estate. When we will be able to walk outside again, I know that we will be amused for 1 second, but ultimately I fear we won't care as much as we should. I don't believe it's because we are incapable as a species to care about our planet. Far from that, actually. Rather, we are steered away from caring by a powerful mechanism that justifies monetizing all human problems. But nature is ever powerful, and my hope is that its message will resonate with us in ways we cannot understand. Perhaps it'll be cathartic to some extent. Maybe it will create a kind of energy that will steer us into building a better world. Romantic? You bet.